he was declared a fugitive by the government. So, he was hunted by the government and mercenaries alike. They tried to stop him, but didn't know whatever they were doing was just part of his big plan and results were about to shock them.
That house was a secure location. Whoever crashed it didn't stop by a gas station.
Welcome back to Paramount Recaps. I don't have many subscribers, but your single comment is a ray of hope to motivate me. The film kicks off in Cape Town, South Africa, where we meet Matt Weston. He's not just some regular dude. Matt is actually a CIA safe housekeeper, tasked with managing a super secret CIA location. He's got a girlfriend named Anna, but he keeps his real job under wraps, telling her he works at a clinic. After a year of doing this gig, Matt is fed up with the mundane, low-action role. He calls his boss, David, venting about how he's stuck in a rut and eager to prove himself out in the field. David, however, advises him to sit tight for another 4 months, insisting that Matt isn't ready for a more active role yet. But Matt's persistent. He asks David to help him secure a job in Paris, where Anna's planning to move, so he can be closer to her. David says he'll try to put in a good word, but makes no promises. On the other side of town, we're introduced to Tobin Frost, a former CIA officer now labeled as a traitor. He's on his way to meet Alec Wade, a rogue MI6 agent, in a restaurant to grab some seriously sensitive information. Alec hands Frost a small device containing top-secret intel on high-ranking officials, warning him that this data could stir up a lot of trouble. After checking out the info on a microchip, Frost stashes it away by injecting it into his thigh. Right then, a group of mercenaries launches an attack, but Frost isn't an easy target. He fends them off and makes a quick getaway, even swapping clothes with a random guy outside to throw off the attacker. A sniper tries to take Frost down, but ends up hitting the man whose suit Frost had taken. Frost and Alec flee through the restaurant's back door, but things go south when Alec gets killed, and their car crashes into oncoming traffic. Frost, however, manages to slip away, sprinting through a protest to shake off the mercenaries. With no other option, he ducks into the U.S. consulate for safety, where he identifies himself as Tobin Frost. Frost's arrival at the U.S. consulate in Cape Town sets off alarm bells at CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia. Linklater, one of the senior agents, orders the consulate to be shut down, while her boss, CIA Deputy Director Whitford, wants Frost interrogated immediately, seeing him as a valuable but dangerous traitor. As they dig into his file, they see that Frost was once a top-tier CIA operative, scoring exceptionally high during recruitment and even crafting some of the agency's current interrogation techniques. Frost has been off the grid for about a decade, selling secrets to the highest bidder, and is now wanted for espionage across 4 continents. Barrow, another CIA bigwig, is keen on grilling Frost in South Africa before he's shipped back to the US, where he'd get more legal protection. Back in Cape Town, Matt finally gets a taste of action. After a year of boredom, his phone rings with a new assignment. A high-priority target is headed his way for interrogation. The CIA's extraction team, fresh from Johannesburg, is en route to the consulate to pick up Frost and take him to the safe house for questioning. Matt scrambles to prepare everything, even canceling plans with Anna by making up a lame excuse about his clinic job. Later, Matt meets the team and escorts Frost into the safe house. The moment Frost's hood comes off, Matt recognizes him immediately. He's then ordered to shut down all the cameras in the interrogation room. Kerr, the team leader, wastes no time in telling Frost that he has zero rights and will be tortured until he coughs up information about his contacts and the secrets he's sold. But despite the harsh questioning, Frost remains tight-lipped. As the lights flicker in the facility, Kerr's team notices that the security cameras are down. Kerr orders a reboot and his crew grabs their weapons, sensing something's off. When the cameras come back online, they reveal 12 heavily armed attackers right outside the safe house. The mercenaries breach the main door, tossing grenades and firing shots as they storm the place. Chaos erupts as Kerr's team engages the mercenaries, with men from both sides dropping. The attackers eventually gain the upper hand, wiping out Kerr's team, leaving Matt as the last man standing. With his back against the wall, Matt decides he has no choice but to protect Frost. Even if he is a traitor. Grabbing a car, Matt instructs Frost to hide in the trunk as they flee the scene. The attackers are hot on their trail, chasing them through the streets and highways, shooting and ramming Matt's car. Despite the relentless pursuit, Matt manages to disable their cars and make a narrow escape. Frost seizes the opportunity to break free from the trunk, leading to a tense fight between him mayhem and Matt that ends in a crash. Even after the wreck, Matt gets out and pulls a gun on Frost. Meanwhile, back at CIA headquarters in Langley, the staff discusses how to deal with the 9 dead bodies from the safe house and speculates about who might have hired the attacker. With no other agents in the area, they realize they have to rely on Matt, going over his record and noting his achievements in college and CIA training. They also bring up his girlfriend, Anna, who is set to start working at a hospital in Paris in 2 weeks. As Matt directs Frost to a new hideout, Frost starts to open up. He reveals more about his past with the CIA and begins playing mind games, trying to make Matt question his loyalty and trust in his superior. Frost even suggests that the safe house breach might have been an inside job, hinting that the agency isn't as trustworthy as Matt thinks. He warns that when things get tough, the agency might just hang Matt out to dry. Back at the CIA, things are heating up. Whitford suspects there's a mole within their ranks and orders a thorough background check on every agent connected to Frost's case. Meanwhile, Vargo, the leader of the mercenaries who raided the safe house, is shown communicating with someone named Anner via laptop. Anner warns Vargo that if he doesn't deliver the file, he won't get paid. In the meantime, Matt and Frost check into a hotel room in another town. To keep things secure, Frost is handcuffed to a pipe while Matt uses a payphone in the hallway to call Anna. He reassures her that he's safe and apologizes for missing her calls, explaining that he had to leave work suddenly due to some safety concerns. Matt, under intense pressure, urgently tells Anna to leave her apartment, promising to contact her once things settle down. Recognizing the urgency, Anna quickly packs and departs. Meanwhile, Matt contacts Barlow, who informs him that backup will arrive in 12 hours and assigns him a crucial task: retrieve a go bag and head to the next safe house. Barlow provides the location of the bag and explains that activating the GPS inside it will guide Matt to the safe house. Matt and Frost head to a stadium where the go bag is hidden in a locker. Matt retrieves it, activates the GPS, and they start heading back to their car. However, things take a dramatic turn when Frost, still handcuffed, begins shouting for help, accusing Matt of kidnapping him and claiming that Matt is armed. The commotion attracts the police, who swarm the area, order Matt to drop his weapon, and arrest both him and Frost. Separated for interrogation, the police soon discover that Frost has managed to escape. Determined not to lose Frost again, Matt overpowers his guard and searches the building, eventually spotting Frost disguised as a policeman. Using a police radio, Matt misleads the officers to create a diversion. But as he closes in on Frost, a policeman fires at him, forcing Matt to return fire and injure the officer. Frost, now disarmed, coldly remarks that he only kills professionals before leaving Matt behind. Matt, though battered, manages to escape by hopping on a train. Back at CIA headquarters in Langley, the team discusses the recent discovery that Alec Wade, a former British MI6 agent with ties to Frost, was found dead. Matt, after getting off the train, reports to Barlow that he lost Frost. Linklater orders Matt to go to the consulate for debriefing, making it clear that the responsibility for capturing Frost is no longer his. Sensing a setup, Matt decides to ignore the order. Frost, hiding in a Cape Town hotel room, removes a microchip from his thigh and begins altering his appearance for a new identity. Meanwhile, Matt meets Anna at a train station to protect her before she leaves for Paris. He reveals that he is a CIA agent, not a clinic worker, which infuriates Anna. Despite her anger, Matt urges her to leave the country for her safety. Once Anna is safely on her way, Matt heads to an internet cafe to track down Frost using the CIA database. His activities alert the CIA, prompting Whitford to order David and Linklater to fly to South Africa to capture Frost. Frost seeks refuge with an old friend, Carlos, who agrees to forge new IDs for him. Frost hands over the microchip and asks Carlos to examine its contents, which reveal records of massive wire transfers to the CIA, MI6, and German intelligence. Before Carlos can complete the documents, Vargas and his crew attack the house, killing Carlos and his family. Frost narrowly escapes onto the roof, but Vargas's men are in pursuit. Amidst the chaos, Matt arrives and takes out some of Vargas's men, eventually catching up with Frost. However, their escape is short-lived as Vargas's crew corners them inside a building. After a fierce fight, Frost kills one of the attackers, and Matt forces another to reveal that they work for Vargas, who is connected to the CIA. With the immediate threat neutralized, Matt takes Frost to a nearby drugstore to treat his wound. As Matt dresses Frost's injury, Frost advises him never to harm innocent people. Matt and Frost drive to the next safe house, a remote location. Meanwhile, Linklater and Barlow, suspecting that Matt is taking Frost to the safe house, plan to intercept them. As Matt and Frost arrive at the safe house, they encounter Keller, a CIA agent in charge of the location. Matt, sensing something is off, keeps his gun trained on Keller. Keller handcuffs Frost to a pipe and informs the command center that Frost is ready for pickup. During a tense conversation on a rural road, Linklater reveals to Barlow that Wade had acquired a microchip and likely intended to sell it to Frost. Without warning, Barlow shoots and kills Linklater back at the safe house. A brutal fight breaks out between Keller and Matt. The struggle is intense, leaving both men severely injured, but Matt ultimately gains the upper hand and kills Keller. Exhausted and wounded, Matt crawls over to Frost and asks about the contents of the file. Frost reveals that he was in Cape Town to retrieve a blackmail list compiled by Israeli intelligence, which contains the names of corrupt agents within the CIA, MI6, and German intelligence. Realizing the significance of the file, Matt unlocks Frost's handcuffs before collapsing from his injuries. Frost leaves the safe house, but returns shortly after. Barlow later confronts Matt, who has recovered from his injury. Matt informs Barlow that Frost has the file, and that Barlow's name is on it. As they talk, Vargas quietly enters the room. An explosion outside catches their attention, and Vargas leaves to investigate. Barlow steps outside and is knocked down by the blast. Frost, who has returned, kills one of Vargas's men and wounds Vargas. Before Frost can escape, Barlow shoots him. In a final act of defiance, Matt, barely holding on, shoots and kills Barlow. He then crawls over to the dying Frost, who hands him the drive with his last breath, urging Matt to be a better man and do the right thing. Days later, Matt meets Whitford at Langley. Whitford tries to convince Matt to alter his report to protect Barlow and the government, even offering Matt a senior position if he denies knowing about the file. However, Matt has already decided to do the right thing. He tells Whitford that Frost never mentioned a file and leaves the office. Matt anonymously releases Frost's files to the media, leading to the arrest of several high-ranking members of MI6, German intelligence, and the CIA, including Whitford. Back in Paris, Matt sends Anna a note as she sits outside a restaurant. They share a moment of relief, glad to know each other is safe.